Now, this is not my first time singing your praises on the show. I don't know if you saw this, but when Taylor's quote from the other podcast, we call that the other podcast, went viral, we played your TikTok using the sound. Queen Emma, can you show us the clip, please?
And I think we all know that if there's one thing that male sports fans want to see in their spaces and on their screens, it's more of me.
Yes. Now, I love this so much. I love this so much because, first of all, badass quote. Second, it applies perfectly. Why do you love it so much? Why did you feel inclined to do this? Because I'm sure, like you already mentioned, this is something that you've actually heard.
Yeah. So I love the quote from Taylor because it was so tongue-in-cheek, obviously, and I think it was very revealing of someone who has a good sense of humor about themselves and awareness of the way that they can trigger some people and how silly it is and having fun with it. And I try to have the same attitude towards some of the reactions I evoke. I aspire to. So hearing someone who's obviously on a much bigger stage, I think express the way a lot of us in a lot of women who work in my industry feel was pretty cool. And it was funny. But you know, I joke about it, and I know I started off by talking about like men on the internet, but it's also like not indicative of most of the male sports fans I interact with in the wild, who are like amazing and complimentary and come to my shows and listen to my podcast. So there's kind of two sides of it, right? Like joking about the angry ones on the internet while also being aware that actually like most of them are pretty cool with it, and most of them give us great feedback.
Now, one of the things all of your fans, including me, love about you is the very intelligent, very funny way you respond to certain men who share their problems seeing you on their screens. Some might even call it an exercise in fuck around and find out. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
I feel like I was joking with you before, like I try to resist showing them or responding, I guess, and then eventually the demons on my shoulders outweigh the angels, because it's like a mixed bag, right? Like you don't want to give too much
them what they're looking for.
Yeah, because
most also
do
they started it. Yeah.
I think for me though, and like this is like sometimes because I get called DEI probably 100 times a day. Every now and then I'll respond. Not one. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't feel good. It does. But also, I want all the other people who get called DEI 100 times a day to see it and to see that how stupid it is, and how it's universal for all of us who are not, who are minorities in these spaces. And I think sometimes the best way to conquer it is by making fun of it. So I do want kind of to show that to people how silly it is.
Well, also, I think that if you're going to be what I would describe as hateful, if you're going to use that as like a dig at someone, if you're going to be hateful because you couldn't do that, then sometimes you deserve to be smacked down. But in honor of Women's History Month, I actually thought we'd bring back our segment, Fuck Around and Find Out. And we'd take a look at a couple times some Twitter bros, well, they fucked around, and you promptly let them find out. So this first one's a classic. Some dumbass wrote, "Women shouldn't be allowed to talk sports. This DIY hire is brainless, clueless. Her takes are dog shit." To which you replied, "DIY hire." That's a quote. That's a quote right there. Is this one of your favorites?
I do like the ones where you don't actually even have to use your own words to clap back. You can just use theirs. So I will say I do enjoy that aspect of it. Do it yourself indeed. I also have found on the internet that it is often the case that the people who are most critical of other people for not having English as a first language, perhaps, or wanting to respect those who don't, often have the worst command of the English language itself. It just seems like that's like the circle, the Venn diagram. So I do enjoy that aspect of Twitter in particular.
Next up, maybe one of my favorites. Someone said, at Mina Kimes, "You are definitely gaining weight." And you replied, "Yeah, that's what happens when you're 38 weeks pregnant."
It is, yeah.
I mean,
strange but true.
The craziest part about this is is that it's not like, yeah, that's what happens when you're pregnant, or that's what happens when you're 20 weeks pregnant. You were 38 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's pretty damn pregnant. Yeah. You know what? I actually worked. So I was working. So I must have been on TV because I think I induced. I worked the day before I induced. So from home.
Like
so I just, waddled upstairs. That's what you do when you're 38 weeks pregnant. Plopped down in front of gave takes on, it was the NFL season. He was born during the NFL season. It was like week 4, and then waddled downstairs, went to the hospital and gave birth. So I think I probably wrote that week when I was truly out of fucks to give. But I also, Kylie, didn't announce or reveal I was pregnant, I think, until I was definitely in my 3rd trimester. So there was a while where I'm sure a lot of my colleagues were just like, she's gained some weight.
Yeah, but they had the social wherewithal to not say it out loud.
They would definitely not say you've gained weight on air. Also, they probably noticed I was wearing weird 90s style blazers a lot.
Sure. Yeah. Number 3, this last tweet is a classic. Someone tweeted something I'm assuming you hear a lot. Can someone remind all of us how much football Mina has played?
Yeah.
To which you expertly replied, taken as many snaps in the league as you, champ. Let me just, first of all, calling this individual champ, well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Champ, chief, and boss are my 3 go-tos. The funny thing about the have you didn't play thing is I so value the playing experience of my colleagues who are bring such a different, it obviously there's a million things that enables them to bring to the studio show element, but there's a lot of stuff I truly can never speak on because of it. But they also understand that for those of us who didn't play, we can bring something different as well.
And so it's crazy to think that these men on the internet are like, nah, I shouldn't listen to you. And meanwhile, I live with a guy who played in the league for 13 years.
Pretty good player.
And he was fine. But he I always say is he was always a very intellectual player, and he loves your takes. So that's the balance you're talking about here of everybody else can sit down.
Well, that's again very kind, and I feel like I can't even look at the camera whenever we say that. But I do think there's something instructive in it for all of us, because we all now have these exposure to opinions from more people than I think humans were ever supposed to hear from, and it's weird because the internet flattens those opinions with the opinions of the people we should be listening to, right? It's very easy for me to think, that's so cool to hear that. But also, Rich Dolphins fan 69 told me that I'm the C word and should go back in the kitchen. And my dumb brain, and I think all of our brains, kind of equalize those. And we have to train them to not do that.
To not
and
give them
hard.
any weight.
It's hard, right? We're not, we're all now restaurants on Yelp. It sucks.
It's a deep, dark hole.
Yeah.
A surprising detail from the Kelce family circle has fans talking again. Recently, Kylie Kelce opened up about something unexpected: the quiet way Taylor Swift may have actually helped strengthen her relationship with Jason Kelce. And according to Kylie, the impact was more real than many fans might think. During a recent conversation, Kylie explained that Taylor's personality and the way she handles attention, criticism, and humor has been genuinely inspiring. Watching how Taylor confidently navigates the spotlight while staying playful and self-aware encouraged Kylie to adopt a similar mindset in her own life. That attitude, she hinted, helped bring more balance and positivity into her marriage with Jason. Kylie also shared that seeing someone on such a massive stage handle pressure with humor reminded her that sometimes the best way to deal with negativity is simply to laugh it off. That outlook, she says, has made communication and understanding with Jason even stronger behind the scenes. For Kelce family fans, this small revelation shows something fascinating. Taylor's influence might not just be changing Travis Kelce's world, but quietly leaving a positive mark on the entire Kelce family dynamic. And if Kylie's comments are any hint, the Swift effect inside the Kelce circle might be even bigger than fans realize.